All right, episode 91 of The Burrows, one of our favorites of the year, every year. MLB over-under season win totals for 2026. As always, I'm Kevin Funk. He is Michael Merlo. And Mike, you love the over-under win totals. You're actually a master at the over-under win totals of the MLB season. So how you feeling for today's episode?
I feel great. I'm usually good at these before the year starts. In the last few years, I'm over 500. I've profited a few people, not even myself, because I don't even bet them. This year I'm going to bet them, which means they're going to lose. But I have made other people money the past couple of years, and I'm very excited to give you these picks.
All right, let's do it. I had last year a little bit of an up and down year, right around 500. I think I was 14 and 16 on these picks, but a couple of the misses. It was either like really, really bad misses or really, really big time hits, like the Orioles last year for me, who I had in last place. But either way, here we go. Let's start it off. AL East. Yankees are the leader of the pack right now in the over-under win totals at 90.5. One of just a few teams with a number that high in the entire league. Where do you lean on the Yankees?
Yeah, I would lean to the Yankees with the over 90.5. They did return a lot of these players. I get this. It's running it back, as a lot of fans have joked around the league. But I think this Yankee team is going to be more than formidable. I think they're going to be competing for this division at the top of it with the Blue Jays late in the year. I think this is a really good team with a really good pitching staff that is going to get guys coming back towards the middle of this year, even before then, that are going to make major impacts. So I like this Yankee team. I think we're finally going to see Brian Cashman start to really feel like the window's closing, and maybe we get a big prospect traded too at the deadline for whatever their massive need is at the time.
Yeah, I could agree with that. I'm going to go over also. They won 94 games last year, and just a calamity of things went wrong for this Yankees team between Devin Williams and Luke Weaver imploding, and then you had Garrett Cole out for the entire season. The bottom of their lineup was so bad, and I think Ryan McMahon, as much as I've kind of ripped him in this cycle that he's been a Yankee, I think he provided a stability in the infield defensively that really helped them. So I think the Yankees do come out and hit that 90.5. Again, 94 wins. They were tied for the best record in the American League last year with the Toronto Blue Jays, who, of course, won the AL, went to the World Series, took the Dodgers to 7, and they come into this year with an 87.5 over-under total, which I think is a fair number, but I was still surprised that, in my opinion, they got this right at 87.5. I thought that they'd be up at 90 or 91.
I thought they were going to be at 90.5 as well, maybe a little over that. I would take the over 87.5. I think this is a 90-win team. I understand a lot. A lot changed this offseason, right? Bichette's gone. They bring in Cease, lose Bassett. A lot has changed. I do like the moves they've made. I do like this bullpen going to grab Rogers from the Mets over there. The Mets traded for the deadline. I think this is going to be a strong team once again. Vladdy leading the way. I also like this Addison Barger, who had a big postseason. I like this team a lot, Kevin. I think this is going to be the Yankees' biggest competition to win the AL East.
Yeah, they did a great job in the division last year, too. Toronto, by far, the best team in the division. And at home last year, 54-27. I don't think a team won more home games in the entire league last year than Toronto. I'll double-check here. Philly's same. So, yeah, Toronto was just a powerhouse last season. I do think the Bichette loss is a little understated right now. I thought that through July, he was the best player on the team and their most important hitter, but they lose him. I like what they did this offseason enough. I feel like they're a really complete team. Over 87.5 is a pretty easy one for me. They're the same over-under as Boston, which is surprising to me, 87.5, because I don't think Boston is close to the team that Toronto is going to put out this year.
I don't think I think it's
I don't think they're as far off as I just made it sound, but I don't think they should have the same total.
Right. I agree with you. I think if we're going to, if you think that Boston's are 86, 87.5, then Toronto should probably be anywhere from 89 to 90. I agree with that. This is a tough one for me because I don't know how to feel about this Boston Red Sox team coming into the year. Like, is Willie Abreu a really good player? Like, is this a legitimate player that is going to be an impact bat for most of this season? I like the rotation.
The two question mark guys I have that are the real X factors on this season are Abreu and Anthony. Is Roman Anthony going to be as great as he was for that stretch? I think at some point in his career, he's just going to be a full-blown top 5 superstar player. But I am wondering, like, you don't have Bregman there anymore. The lineup protection, especially if Abreu's not great, isn't terrific. Contreras was a nice move. I like it. Right-handed bat that'll hit either in front of or behind Anthony, probably right behind him. But if he's not like a full-blown top 5, top 7 MVP guy, I have a hard time taking the over.
Yeah, I would go under because I think this is more of an 85, 86 win team that probably gets into the postseason. But like, yeah, I don't feel great. I don't feel great about this Red Sox team. I like them, but I don't feel great about them. And I like the rotation a lot. I mean, look at the rotation. You're going to have, obviously, Crochet is the top 3 pitcher in the league right now. Ranger Suarez is a nice pickup. Sonny Gray, okay, makes a ton of money, but he's still a nice, mid-rotation guy. I like Brian Bayo. He had a nice year last year, too. Like, that's 4 guys at the top that you feel pretty good about.
Mm-hmm. And you're also relying on Aroldis Chapman to have another monster year, which he did last year. Looked great last year.
Whitlock was great last year, too, though, and he's one of the better relievers in the sport. I'd go under 87.5, but it's close. It's close.
It's a good number. You said it the best way. If Boston's 87.5, which is fine, Toronto should have been 90 or 91.5. But either way, we go to Baltimore, who had the busiest offseason of the AL East. I think bringing Pete Alonso, they added a lot to the pitching. I'm going to go with the under on 86.5 on Baltimore. Still, I think that these teams line up the way we've gone, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I can't give them the over if I didn't give it to Boston.
Yeah, I would agree with you. The only thing that scares me about going under here, which I'm going to do, is a couple of young guys coming up. The Samuel Basello coming up. Dylan Beavers coming up. 2 guys, the top 100, and 2 guys in the top 60, actually, in terms of prospects. They're expected to make impacts on this team. I like what they've done in the rotation. Guys like Rogers, and I'm blanking on his name. Give me 1 second. Dean Kremer. They had nice years. Or was it Bradish who really finished the year strong? One of those guys, but Rogers finished the year unbelievably in 2025. So I kind of like this rotation too, but I don't trust the lineup. I don't trust that Adley's going to be a really good player. I go under 86.5.
And I think this division, contrary to how I felt last year against Baltimore or about Baltimore, this division has 5 teams, with Tampa Bay rounding it out in a second, that for their projected slot in the standings, they all have relatively high over-unders. And I could see all 5 of them going over. Obviously not in the same season, but you can make a case for each of these teams to go over or under. I mean, the Yankees and Toronto could have dud seasons, and it wouldn't be a total stun to me or to you. But then we go to Tampa Bay at 76.5, another team that could be competitive. They're at 76.5. I'm going to take the over because it just feels low. It feels like a team that's going to win 80 or 81 games. But again, if they end up with 74, 75 wins, I'm not shocked.
Did we just go the same exact way for the entire division?
Exact way for the entire division.
I got the over too, just because of the fact that you never count this team out. That you never sit here and say this team is going to be that bad. And was it 75.5? I thought that was low. So I will take the over on the Rays. I do like 76.5. I do like this lineup a little bit. I love Aranda, love Diaz, love Caminero. Those are 3 guys that get hit in the middle of any lineup in the league. I'm pumped. I'm pumped about those guys. And you get McClanahan back this year, which is nice. Yep. Shane McClanahan will be back this year. Be good to see him healthy, hopefully for the entire year. So I'll take the over.
All right, we jump to the AL Central, where hopefully we have some disparity in our picks, but I think we're going to be the same on the first one. The Tigers, 85.5. This is the lowest division in terms of total over-under win projections.
Yeah.
Tigers, 85.5. Easy over.
Yeah, easy over. This was one of the ones I put a star next to. I really you have one of the best rotations in baseball here, right? You play one of the worst divisions in the league, one of the best rotations in baseball. You have the best pitcher in baseball. And I don't love this lineup. I went through it last night. I really don't love this lineup, but they could add possibly the deadline. They got this Kevin McGonigal kid. He'll be up at some point, middle infielder. He's a big time bat. I like this team. I think pitching is going to be enough. They play in a terrible division, Kevin. You're telling me they can't get to 86 wins?
Yeah, they absolutely should. I mean, I have 3 of the next 4 teams going under. So I feel good about Detroit's pot. I think Detroit could easily be the 1 seed because the AL East, we just read off those teams. That's a real potential for some cannibalism in that division, just to beat the crap out of each other and almost ruin each other's chances at getting a top seed. Whereas in the Central, you actually have a team in Detroit that I think is a World Series contender. I usually don't feel that way about anyone in the Central before the season starts. And they're going to go in here and they might have easy division games all around.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's a really good point. I mean, there might be one team that gives them a tough time, but I don't think it's going to be to the point where you're struggling.
Second on the over-under projections is Kansas City, 82.5. I lean under for them. I think this is a high number for a team who disappointed me last year. I don't think that they're really bringing anything to the table after winning 82 games. I think they might even be a little worse. It's got to be a big wit carry job if they're going to go over this number.
Yeah, this is the first disagree we're going to have. I'm going to take the over, 82.5. I do kind of like this lineup. You know, I think Caglione starts to put it together too in the middle here. Like Vinny, obviously, Bobby Witt's a superstar, one of the 5 best players, 10 best players in baseball. I go over here. I like India in the middle of the lineup as well. Isaac Collins was a little underrated pickup from Milwaukee this year's good defender, athletic player, can hit a little bit. Love this rotation, Kevin. You get Reagan's healthy. Waka was really good last year. Bubik was good. And Seth Lugo as your 4. And the bullpen, they added Strom to go along with Estevez and Estrig and John Schreiber. I'm pretty sure I'm saying his name correctly. You know, big ads in this pen. Give me the over.
Take the over. So basically, I mean, you're banking on they just have to win one more game than last year, and they should do that with their ads. And I'm saying I think they're just as good as last year, if not a little worse. But Witt didn't have what will be remembered as the best year of his career last year. So that could be unloading too, and that would just push them over easily if he's able to get there. And I love watching him. So
can I ask a bad question?
Yeah, of course.
Is he overrated?
He might be, but I think we need to see more to actually call him overrated because his year 2 years ago was one of the better. He felt like the best shortstop in the league by far. And like the next real 5-tool superstar.
Like, I agree, obviously, he's the best shortstop in the league.
But I see him a lot ranked 3rd or 4th on overall position player rankings, and I don't agree with that. I think he's closer to like 8th.
He was extremely good. He had a 9 point.
That's why, like, this year's a big swing year for him because it can go from, okay, he's like the 3rd or 4th best shortstop. He's definitely in the top 5. He's definitely an elite player. Or is he that MVP type of shortstop, which we haven't really had in the league in a long time?
He wins the MVP in the American League any other year that Aaron Judge doesn't hit 58 home runs. I mean, you know, it's
just playing the wrong
incredible. Right.
But he's definitely the best shortstop.
No doubt. I meant it more from like like you said, like we're ranking him the 4th best player, the 3rd best player in all of baseball.
Like, I think he'd be the 3rd best player in this division, counting Skubal. I think J-Rom still has a little edge.
Okay.
But you could go either way.
But this is the swing year.
This is the swing year. This is the big year for Witt. And I love watching him, so so does everybody else. But I'm going to be rooting for Kansas City this year because I think they're the most exciting team in the Central with the potential they have and the group of guys they have. Let's go to Cleveland, though. 78.5 is the over-under. I'm going to take the over, just a team that they just go over every year. It's a really low number again. It's a 500 or better club almost every season. They won 88 last year. I think that they do it again this year and compete for the division and go at least over 78.5.
Yeah, and I'm sure when we looked at this team and, you know, went to the Fangraphs page and looked at what their projected roster was last year, we probably said the same crap that they're really bad, but they really are. Like, they're not good. They haven't done anything. They have one of the worst ownership groups in the league. I'm taking under 78.5 because they've done nothing. I feel terrible for Jose Ramirez, although he locks himself in here. And they didn't get rid of Quan, which is nice, but there's not much here. I don't love this team. I don't like the lineup. I don't even feel good about the starting rotation, and I usually do. Like, you usually feel really good about the bullpen and the starters, a couple of guys there you like. I like Cade Smith, obviously, in the bullpen, but I do not like this rotation. I will go under 78.5 for the first time in a while with Cleveland.
All right, Minnesota, 73.5. I'm taking the under. I think the team stinks. Don't like them at all, but they'll probably go over because they always have a better offense than I anticipate. But I just can't bring myself to actually be serious about the Twins.
Yeah, I'd take the under as well. This is a team with, again, terrible ownership groups that, have kind of like told the fans they're going to sell and they haven't sold. It's a bad situation over there. I go under as well. Because I think this team and this organization have just given up, and we saw what happened when they completely decimated that roster last season in the middle of the year at the trade deadline. It was not good. The vibes were bad around the club. So I think this is an easy under. I think they're one of the worst teams in baseball this year.
All right, how about the White Sox? Under or over under 67.5. I'll take the under. And like, they made ads this offseason, and they added a great switch hitter in Luis Angel Acuna, and they added Munetaka Murakami, which was a big signing for them and their fan base to actually get a player who everybody knew. But you look through this team, like, they're awful. They're so bad again. I mean, there's no like actual rebuild progress of note with the White Sox.
Yeah, I'll take the over.
I knew it. I knew it.
I'm going to take the over. A couple of young guys here. Teal, Colson Montgomery. Teal was a big get when they traded Crochet from Boston. And I don't hate this rotation. They got Burke, got Shane Smith. A couple of them made appearances on my fantasy team last year. Anthony Kay, former Mets prospects over there. I'll take the over 67.5. It's a bad division, Kevin. And Murakami, obviously, could be interesting. I don't think he's going to be very good, but let's see what happens.
Austin Hayes was a nice ad for them, too, just to get an actual like 2-WAR player or 1-WAR player on the team. But yeah, I'm not going to get excited about this squad at all.
Your boy Anthony Benintendi still there?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and obviously Acuna. Obviously Acuna's big.
My boy Everson Pereira's there.
They added Sir Anthony Dominguez to be the closer. I mean, that's big.
Let's go.
That's big.
This pitching staff reeks of disappointment 4+ ERA, guys.
Good.
All right, let's go to the AL West. Much more intriguing division than the Central. We start with the Seattle Mariners, defending champs. They made an National League or an American League Championship Series appearance. 90.5 is the number. Where do you lean?
Yeah, I love the over here. So again, one of the ones I start about 6 of them each, over and under. This is going to be one of the best rotations in baseball. There's no doubt about it. I love this lineup, especially going to get Brandon Donovan a couple of weeks ago. Add him to the top of this lineup. I really think he's going to be a great addition here. J-Rod looks like he's back, right? Like, there's a couple of years there where you're like, we don't know what happened. And they have one of the best closers in baseball in Anthony Munoz. So, I don't love the rest of the bullpen, but they'll be able to add to it. Love the starting rotation. Love the lineup. Naylor back. Happy about that. And they've unlocked something in Randy Arozarena. So I'll take the over 90.5.
I'm going to take the under, but thinking like really slight under here. 88, 89 win team. They had a really great year last year with what Raleigh did, and a lot of things went right for them in the second half. They stayed relatively healthy, a few pitching staff injuries. I think this year, the slightest step back, still a playoff team, still a World Series contender, pending what they do at the deadline. I like this roster a lot. 90.5, just a little high for me. So I think that I'm going to sit on the under.
Okay.
Texas, 83.5 win team. What do you got there?
I love the under with the Rangers. I absolutely love it. I don't like this team at all. I love DeGrom, and I kind of want to talk about DeGrom maybe later. Maybe we'll make something later about DeGrom. But I don't like this team. I don't like this lineup. I don't like Nimmo, right? Like, I don't think Nimmo's this great player. He's going to hit leadoff. He's going to be one of their premier bats. I don't love that. I don't love the rest of this rotation. I don't love this bullpen. I think they're going to get unnecessary hype heading into this season. At 83.5, I go under. I think this team sits around 500. It's a slight under. It's not the easiest under in the world, but I will take the under with the Texas Rangers.
Yeah, I'm going to take the under too. An interesting ad for me. And overall, like, I'm really intrigued by this pitching staff, which on paper has a potential to be an elite top 3 staff in the entire league. Go DeGrom, Evaldi, Mackenzie Gore. They added Jack Leiter. Does he finally make that jump? I don't think so. It just feels like it's not really going in that direction with him, but they have a really good top 4, promising top 4 on paper. I just can't get around to hype on this team. I was excited about him last year. And the thing with Nimmo, I see a lot of Rangers fans really excited about his home run and RBI production coming there. He's not hitting behind Lindor, Soto, and Alonso this year. I just don't think Brandon Nimmo is going to make Rangers fans very happy by the end of the season.
No, I don't. I mean, they're going to hit him lead off. It's going to be Langford and Seager right behind.
They should have found a way to dump Seager, too.
I think they tried.
I don't even think they did.
I think they tried to dump one of them, Simeon or Seager. And I think Simeon was the guy they got the bite on because the contract was easier to move.
Yeah, could be right there. Just not a good team here.
It's not.
Bullpen looks terrible.
They're in a weird situation because they have a couple of prospects. They have that Welcott kid coming up the shortstop. He's a big-time prospect. And, like, they had a good farm system. They just traded a lot for Mackenzie Gore. Like, what's going on there?
I mean, they got the ring, so they can rest easy knowing that. All the people that were at least there for it. But now
it almost feels like they're trying to just compete and make that big move because they told Nimmo and DeGrom and others that they were going for it.
Yeah, which I get, but it's not the way to go. It's not the way to go.
You do.
No, you shouldn't. And I think we're at a point with DeGrom where he probably wouldn't entertain a trade. I think he's there till he's done. 38 years old this year, but I don't know, man. His team, I wanted to go over with him when I first started looking at these because 83.5 felt a little low. But then you look at the team and it's just not good.
No, like we've been hearing about Jack Leiter for how long?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is going to be a 26-year-old season now.
Yeah.
Talk about a swing year. Like, this is make or break year for Jack Leiter. Are you good or are you not?
I'm not overly excited. How about DeGrom, though? I mean, he's still unbelievable.
Yeah, he's ridiculous. And I mean, Fangraphs has him projected at a 3.5 ERA, pretty average season. There's definitely regression in there. This is going to be another Cy Young candidate if he stays healthy. He's so good.
So good. Listen, obviously the ERA is a little higher than it usually was, but that's where he's probably going to sit now. He's going to sit around 3. There's nothing wrong with that. If his ERA sits around 3, I think he's going to be a much more valuable player than, like you mentioned, than Fangraphs has him. I'm pumped to watch him. I love watching him, man. I love it. Can't wait for him to go in the Hall of Fame as a Met.
But I will say, one of these guys, DeGrom or Eovaldi, there's good reason to feel like one of them might crap out this year too, which lends itself to the under. As much as I love both pitchers,
I kind of feel
37,
like
38 years old.
I feel like it has to be Eovaldi. No,
it's got to be one of them. I mean, but crap out could also be DeGrom gets hurt again.
Eovaldi's 36.
Yeah,
how good was he last year? He was cool. Wow,
he was.
There was 30 innings
in August where we were sitting here talking about they might have 2 of the top 3 Cy Young guys. In the
right, I remember that now. Yeah. What a turnaround for him. He turned into be a really good player.
Yeah, he turned into like a Hall of very good pitcher.
Yeah.
A lot of huge postseason games, a lot of good regular seasons. Good for Nate Eovaldi. Houston, 85.5. I'm going over. I think that they have a real shot to just surprise people this year. Don't love the roster on paper, but I'm not expecting Houston to have another complete dud year like they did last year where a lot of stuff just didn't go their way.
Are they winning the division?
I can't put them over Seattle with the rosters going head-to-head. It's just Seattle's got a really good roster, but I could see it happening. I mean, Yordan Alvarez last year was horrible, and they barely got anything from him because he was hurt.
Yeah.
But then, like, Correa back in the mix here is weird. Am I going to get a good version of Jeremy Pena this year or not? Altuve, is there regression there or no?
I really love Hunter Brown.
The pitching staff's good.
I think he's great.
It's good, not great, the pitching staff.
I don't love it after Brown, though. I don't think you get anything from Amai this year. Christian Javier took a step back. What do you expect anything from McCullers his age 32 season? I've never heard of Mike Burrows or Ryan Weiss. That's who they have rounding out the rotation in the 6-man. I'll take the under 85.5. I think this is finally, like, I think we finally start to feel like, wow, this team is really like moving out. Like they're done.
The Correa move looks awful right now, too.
Yeah, but like they didn't give up much. I understand you're paying him, but like you didn't give up that much to go get him.
Just for a team though that's in this spot, like you really want to add a 31-year-old here who's clearly not the player he was 3 years ago.
I get that.
Whatever. Josh Hader's still here too. That's gross.
Yeah, it's just disgusting.
Their bullpen's not bad though with Hader and Abreu, so we will see. All right, rest of this division, the 2 driest teams in the American League, Oakland and Los Angeles. The A's are 75.5. A's are actually kind of interesting this year, so I don't want to shun them like that. 75.5. I'd actually take the over on not Oakland, Sacramento, Las Vegas. whatever it
I
is.
love the over on the A's.
Yeah.
I love it. I think Nick Kurtz, I mean, what he did last year, man, I think these projections are light. I think this kid's a stud. They got a lot of really good offensive players on this team. I mean, this top four, okay, and I'll even add five. I'll even go five, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Nick Kurtz, Shea Langoliers, who is a really nice, power hitting catcher, which you don't see much.
Yep.
Tyler Soderstrom, big year last year. Brent Rooker, obviously really good offensive player. And then you can either go Jeff McNeil or Jacob Wilson. Jacob Wilson at over 300 last year.
Yeah.
They're going to score a ton of runs this year.
Pitching staff is suspect, to say the least. Severino, Jeffrey Springs, Aaron Savali, Jacob Lopez, Luis Morales. Bullpen in the same boat, really, because they don't have Mason Miller there anymore.
It's not what you want. But this team, I think, offensively in that minor league ballpark in the heat of Sacramento is going to put up a lot of runs. They're going to be tough to beat at home. And I think they are going to go over that 75.5. I really do.
NBA fans talk a lot about like league pass teams of the year. Who's the fun? Like it's 10:30 at night. Your team already played.
Yeah.
Who's the fun like play-in team to watch? And it was always the Hornets this year, and now they've really lived up to it. But this might be one of those teams in baseball. Like, all right, the A's game's on. They're 8 games under 500, but I'll sit here and watch it.
I'm pumped. You see that top 4 in that lineup?
It's fun.
Watch Nick Kurtz and Brent Rooker.
Yeah, the Kurtz projections are pretty weak on Fangraphs.
873 OPS right now. I mean, I'm locked and loaded. This guy might have a 900 OPS again this year.
Kurtz last year in 420 at-bats, 117 games, had a 5.4 WAR, 290 batting average, 36 homers, 86 RBIs, 383 on base, over 1,000 OPS. It's not a small, like tiny. He had a 6-7 weeks to end the season. Like that's 117 games
of an elite player. Yeah, I'm pumped. This is gonna be an interesting team. It's gonna be an interesting team.
All right, Angels.
Just under. I mean, they're just disgusting. I mean, I don't even want to talk about it. They just go under. Yeah.
I was thinking yesterday, like Trout's legacy. You got this loyalty aspect of, credit to him for sticking around, but you got to get out of that. Like, we don't watch Mike Trout play. Fans don't see him play at all, and he's still a decent player. He said he's moving back to center field. Like, this is the worst place to be in the entire league.
I think I'm out on that. Like, I don't even care. I think we're past the point of it mattering if he went to a big time, perennial postseason team.
The time was 4 years ago.
Yeah, he's out of his prime. There's almost no reason to watch now. Like, would it be cool if he was able to get traded and go to a team and get, go on a deep run in the postseason? Yeah, but it wouldn't matter as much because he's not the guy anymore.
Think about how much better his career stats would be if he was on a team like the Phillies were always the big rumor team, or the Yankees were always a big rumor team, as always. But just think about if he played an actual career with guys hitting on each side of him that were good at baseball and on a team that scores runs and competes.
It would have been fun. It would have added to what is already a great Hall of Fame career. It would have just added to it even more.
Yeah, tough.
I know, I understand the loyalty aspect, but it doesn't mean anything that he played on this crappy team for his entire career and won nothing.
No, it doesn't. We don't even see him in the playoffs. It's not even like he got there 7 or 8 times and they just weren't good enough.
Right.
He's gonna be a one-time playoff appearer and a top 15 player ever.
It's not like Aaron Judge getting there every year and not winning. He never got.
Like you still see him and he still has a shot.
Right.
Trout never even had one. MVP seasons on losing record teams. Whatever. Too much Angels talk. National League. This is your bread and butter here. The National League. Your boys are up first. Projected to win the NL East. The New York Mets. 90.5 is the number. Where do you lean?
It's a good number. It's a really good number. I would go slightly over. Like, I think they're a 91, 92 win team. I think they're going to win the division. I think they've improved. I think they've improved. I think they have a lot of starters. I know that people are going to say, oh, well, there's a lot of mid there, But there also are a lot of guys. You look at the rotation. You have McLean at the top. You have Peralta. You had Jonah Tong at some point. Maybe Peterson goes back to that first half David Peterson form. The pressure's off of a lot of these starters, a lot of these guys where they only have to be 4 or 5 starters and the rest of the guys have to do their thing. I like the rotation. Don't mind the bullpen. Like the lineup. Give me the over.
I'm taking the over too. I just can't look at this lineup. We talk about the top 5, the other of the A's. Like Lindor, Soto, Bichette, Polanco is going to be a productive top 4. And then you follow that up with Semien, Beatty, Alvarez, Luis Robert. I don't like that at all on paper, but I think 1 or 2 of those guys overperform and surprise us. Pitching staff is good enough to get you to the deadline and then reevaluate. Peralta, McLean, I love the top 2. I don't like the rest. And then the bullpen has upside. The bullpen has huge upside. And you hope at the minimum this bullpen gives you a stable season without too many meltdowns. Like, I know the Williams and Weaver thing happened last year where they were just a meltdown every time they came out, but you can maybe chalk that up as the worst year of their careers and it won't happen again and feel all right about that. Either way, I'd take the over.
We know relievers are year to year. They just are.
Yeah.
And the other thing I'll say is I love the mix of young guys you're going to have in here. Like, obviously, I don't even know if you consider Alvarez or Beatty young guys, but like there's not much pressure on them. And then you bring Benj up at some point. Like, the pressure's not going to be on Benj, who's a really good right fielder. He's going to be playing his natural position, really good defensively, and with a chance to hit in a lineup that already has a bunch of stars in it. It's the perfect opportunity to bring up a young player that you like and give him a chance to impact the major league team in a big way.
And an important part of this over for me is I think the Mets do have the prospects and the young players to be able to add an impact piece of the deadline if they're feeling like they're out of it. I know I joke with you, but I think that the Steve Cohen comments, like his ego seems a little tarnished here by the Dodgers. This has not gone the way he expected when he bought the Mets, where they just become the powerhouse because he's able to spend. They missed the playoffs last year after getting his big fish, his franchise player, the guy he's going to be tied to forever. You have enough talent here and enough money into this team to compete with the Dodgers, but you got to make that deadline move, put the icing on the cake. I think they do. I think they go over the 90.5. Relievers are year to year, and so are the New York Mets. So
there we go.
We will take the over this year on the Mets. And then your favorite team, Phillies, 89.5. I have a hunch we will agree on the under here.
I think this is the easiest under bet in the league's history. I mean, I don't think there's a better under bet, 89.5 ever. I mean, you walk into camp. We've been following it all weekend. You got Harper talking about the Castellanos stuff, talking about the Dave Dombrowski stuff. I just made a video on this recently about how I think they're in for a rude awakening here in 2026. Yep. I don't love the rotation. I really don't. I mean, like, do you know what the middle of this lineup looks like?
It's terrible.
Adolis Garcia, Bryson Stott, Brandon Marsh, Alec Boehm's hitting cleanup.
Yeah, it's a really bad lineup.
This isn't good.
The biggest flaw of this lineup is I don't think Harper is great anymore. Like, I think he's fallen into that second tier of players that are, he's going to be like a close to 3.5 WAR guy, but he's not going to have this explosive year. I'm watching videos of him, and I just couldn't agree more about how slow his bat speed looks compared to even 2 years ago. And I think the injury sped up his regression, but He just does not look like the same player. He could surprise me and prove me wrong. That's obviously possible with a guy who's a Hall of Fame player like Bryce Harper and the talent he is. But besides Turner and then Schwarber, and I don't even love Turner that much this year. Like, how do we get confident about this team even scoring, like putting balls in play?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's been an issue in the postseason the last few years. I agree with you with Harper. Like, I don't think it's like as drastic as maybe Dombrowski made it out to be, but like, yeah, like he's not the same guy anymore. And there's nothing wrong with that. He's 32. He's been in the league since he's 19. I mean, that's going to happen.
He just feels like he's fallen into the, I guess, like a Cody Bellinger tier of he should not be the face of the team and he should not be relied upon to Like, Schwarber's a very unique case because he's your best hitter. Yeah, the production's there, the numbers are there, the analytics are there, but he's not like the ideal lead man in a lineup.
Can I ask you this? Does he hit 50 home runs again this year?
Schwarber, he might.
That was big last year. That was big.
Huge for them. He might. He should go over 40. He's always on the field, too. He always plays. And that ballpark's built for him. So I think he's definitely a 45 home run guy at least. But you don't know. I mean, you just can't. He doesn't have great protection because you're just not fearing Turner or Harper.
No, you're not. I mean, Turner was a little better than I had thought last year. He was bad in 23.
Yeah.
Better in 24, hurt. And then last year was good. And he was better defensively, too. He had a good defensive season, which people don't realize. But I don't love Turner. I've never loved Turner. I've never loved Trey Turner as a player.
How about the pitching staff? It's terrible this year.
Aaron Nola's your number 3 going into the year.
Yeah, Sanchez, Luzardo, okay. But this is a team who, at their strength last year, was those two guys, plus Ranger Suarez, plus Zach Wheeler, who's the best pitcher in the National League. You don't have him all year. We're going Taijuan Walker in the top 4. Andrew Painter, who I already told you about what to expect from Andrew Painter.
Painter's the Dominguez of pitchers.
Listen,
he might be good. That's great. You still got Aaron Nola and Taijuan Walker in this rotation at 3 and 4. Like that's
the bullpen's pretty good, but you're not going to have leads.
I don't like this team. And they don't have like big time prospects coming up. They have obviously Painter. They have this Justin Crawford kid in the outfield who's dropped off the top 100, and Aiden Miller, who's a middle infielder. I mean, where's he going to play?
No, it's the epitome of a late stage Dave Dombrowski team. You had your window. He gave you your chance. He spent a ton of money. He traded a ton of prospects. And you're sitting here right now saying, we feel like we have just fallen off a cliff and we can't get anywhere in the postseason. And all of these guys are on the wrong side of 30. I mean, their team, this has to be like a top 2 or 3 oldest average age in baseball.
Kevin, I think they missed the playoffs.
I don't think they make the playoffs either.
I think they missed the playoffs.
It's too many. If they do, it's a 6 seed. There's too many good teams in the National League.
Yeah, and there's a reason, and you're about to hear the reason why when we get to the next team.
88.5
over 88.5. They get their bounce back. They get their big bounce back. I think Acuna's competing for the National League MVP. I think he's in the top 3 as much as I can't stand him. I think Riley gives you a bounce back year. I think Michael Harris isn't the worst hitter in baseball for 3 months this year. I think he's better. Olsen was good last year and was kind of like the only shining light that this franchise had. I think he has a big year with everybody bouncing back. They've got the injury bug, though, lately. That's the only issue. They've got the injury bug. But Schwellenbach's hurt. It doesn't seem like it's going to be season ending. I'll take the over 88.5 with the Braves. I think they're back. Yeah,
I'm going to take the over, too. Right now, we're going to do our full standings predictions and everything in a few weeks, closer to when the season starts. But I'm as comfortable picking them to win the division as I am picking the Mets. I don't have an edge on either, but that's how confident I am in the Braves bounce back. You do look at the lineup on paper and you say, this team should score a ton of runs this year. If Acuna plays, he has that Judge effect for me, where I always say about the Yankees, as long as he's playing, they're going to win games. Acuna is that good and he's that dominant and disruptive. So if he's healthy and he's good to go, I'm ready to roll with this team. I don't like the pitching staff. They're old. They're all injury liabilities, but we'll see how they roll. First
nice
year.
Pen.
Yeah, nice pen. They did a great job at the bullpen. They were the team that really emphasized it this year. They brought back Iglesias. They added Suarez. I feel good about this bullpen. And I think that last year was just a disaster for them. It was one of those years where every once in a while we see it in baseball, a team with 6, 7, 8 all-star caliber players all have their bad or injured year in the same season. And that might have just been it for the Braves last year. I think they bounced back easy.
Bounce back. Let's go. Well, I'm not going to say that, but Braves bounce back.
Marlins, over under 72.5. What do you go with?
I'm going over. They won a lot of games last year. They added
this is a really low number.
Really low number, and it kind of scares me. Why is it so low? But I'll take the over. I think a lot of young players offensively. Love Kyle Stowers. A lot of these guys, in the second half last year, really showed a lot. They showed a lot of fight. And you still got Sandy and Yuri Perez at the top. Max Meyer, obviously another prospect. So, yeah, I'll take the over. 72.5. Bullpen, don't love it, don't hate it. I think this is going to be a decent team. I can't see them going under 72, being a 70-win ball club. Not after winning 79 games. I like the manager, too.
Yeah, they added Fairbanks, which gives you a little bit of a boost to the pen, makes you feel a little bit better. Other than that, there's nobody here that I like. But starting pitching, I don't know, like, is the starting pitching, it's such a high pendulum starting group. Are they going to be really good or are they going to be completely awful?
Yeah, it's a good point.
But yeah, Stowers, man.
I think Yuri Perez, big-time pitcher.
Yeah, I like Perez as their top guy. I don't think Sandy's got it anymore at all. So.
No, I can't stand the trade rumors stuff with him.
And then you have guys like Augustin Ramirez. Is he going to produce at the rate he produced that again last year?
He's great.
He had a really good year at the plate. Again, another one of those like designated hitter catchers at 24 years old. He's got a catch, but really not good at it. But he hit the cover off the ball last year. And the rest of this team, maybe they peaked last year around Stowers, but we'll see. Time will tell. National, 65.5. I'm going over by like a little bit. I don't care, though.
I can't take it. I can't do it. This is bad. It's really bad. I mean, look at this rotation.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Miles Mikolas is leading it. I mean, you got the Mets and the Braves, and I'll even throw the Phillies in there hitting against this line, against this rotation. It's not going to be good. It's not going to be good.
I think their top 4 in the lineup could be good enough to win more than 65
What's
games,
the top 4?
James Woods, CJ Abrams, Dalen Lyle, and Dylan Cruz. Like, I think that they could be just good enough to win you like 68 games.
I don't think they can. I think
it's just a low number for a team this young for me.
I think it's an easy under. And the more I think about it, the more I'm like pissed I didn't really star this one.
Yeah.
Like, this is one of my locks.
Bullpen's horrendous.
It's awful. It's an under 65.5. That's a lock if you're listening. It's that you got to put that one in now.
Let's go to the NL Central. Cubs have the highest over-under win total in this division at 88.5 after Milwaukee won a league best 97 games last year. Where are you with Chicago? Over under 88.5.
Slight over. I like this lineup. I think it's one of the best lineups in baseball, to be completely honest with you.
Yeah.
And I don't hate the rotation. Like, I don't think Matthew Boyd does what he did last year, but Cade Horton, obviously young kid, bursted onto the scene last year. Edward Cabrera. I like the top 3. I don't like Shota. I actually think Shota's terrible. Mm-hmm. I think he's going to really have a bad year. Jameson Taillon at 5, I'm fine with. And the bullpen's okay. Like, I don't love the bullpen. I don't hate the bullpen. The division's kind of sucky.
Yeah.
Take the over, but a slight over.
Taking a slight under here on Chicago. But again, I mean, like 87 wins, 86 wins. And it's an 88.5 number. They might even win 88. So I'm going to take just a slight under. I think the NL Central is the team this year that no one really goes over 87 or 88 wins, the same way that the AL Central did it last year. But Brewers, after winning 97 games, fall to 84.5. I'm going to go over on that.
I mean, this is actually the easiest over you could bet in the entire league. I mean, this is your division champion. This team wins 92, 93 games. This is the team that wins the Central. They are going to be that team once again where you're like, oh, how do they do it? How do they do it? We're so confused. And then you realize that they stole bags and they played great defense and they were great situationally and they just got the hit when they needed it. And their pitching ended up being better than you thought. And, oh, look again, they have the best bullpen in baseball. And it's not very close going into the year right now. And the trade they made with Freddie, with the Mets, I think Sproat makes an impact early. I think Sproat's in the rotation, and I think they get the best out of him. And I think Jet Williams is playing by the middle of the year in the middle of the infield or third base where there's a massive hole. I really, really, really like this team.
I don't know why we're projecting them to win 13 less games.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't have put them at 94.5, but I would have had them like 88.5. I thought that you could swap them and the Cubs even. I would have had like Milwaukee 88.5, and then I would have had Chicago like 86, 85.5.
I mean, I was talking to a couple of friends last night, and they were like, I still think Milwaukee's the second best team in the National League.
And
I was like, I don't think you're crazy. Yeah. I don't think you're crazy. Like, the more I thought about it, I was like, you might be right. I love this over. I love it.
And you could reasonably anticipate that Churio and Terang and Frelick, Vaughn all have better years, that they just take another step forward. I mean, Vaughn's a curious one because he was so bad before getting to Milwaukee, and he's not a young player. He's 28. But did they unlock him? We'll see.
The only issue I have is they don't have a third baseman right now, and I don't trust that they'll get one at any point during the season.
The Durbin trade was peculiar.
Yeah, it was. To get another arm in here. But, they need a third baseman, so does Jet Williams come up and move to third? Do they have somebody waiting in the wings? They also have this unbelievable prospect, Jesus Made, I think his name is, 18-year-old. He's not projected to come up this season, but I was watching a couple of PP videos last weekend. Oh, my God. This kid is going to be a stud.
They have a great farm system here. They just keep replenishing. I think this team goes over. Easy. Easy over 84.5. My guys, the Cincinnati Reds, 82.5. Where do you stand?
Under 82.5. Enough of the Reds, please. They got lucky last year getting into the playoffs. They got a little taste of it, and they got stomped. Yeah, the lineup's not bad. It's not great. I love the Suarez pickup, but other than that, there's not really much to love here. Read the bottom of this lineup. Tyler Stevenson, J.J. Bleday, Matt McClain, Brian Hayes. Okay. I don't like this team offensively. I love the rotation. Rotation's got 5 guys you feel good about.
Yep. I'm taking the over.
Yeah, I don't know how you do.
82.5. They won 83 last year. I think they're better. Young guys get a year better too. Taking the over on this team. Suarez only hit 43 home runs last year, 44 home runs.
Yeah.
And they add that to this team, a guy who hits 40 home runs a year, 35 plus every year. So I'm going to take the over. Actually, I think pretty confidently I take the over on Cincinnati, my team.
Can I say something that might get me in trouble?
Yeah, go for it.
I think Ellie De La Cruz is one of the most overrated players in baseball.
Yeah, I think he's probably pretty overrated. I think he's one of those guys where, like Josh Allen in the NFL, there's an excitement about actually watching what he does physically that you completely overrate him.
Okay. You did not just compare Ellie De La Cruz to Josh Allen. That
I just think it's a similar reason for
it's literally overrated. Aaron Judge. It's actually Aaron Judge. Josh Allen is Aaron Judge. Yes. If you're going to compare any baseball player to a football player, it's Aaron Judge and Josh Allen. They both have not won anything.
Yeah, but Aaron Judge wins his MVPs every year without much competition. Josh Allen, it's
okay, yeah, because the biggest competition that
he's
Aaron
not
Judge had
he's not without a doubt. He's not without a doubt the best hitter / quarterback in football.
There's some doubt with some people with Judge. You could argue Ohtani, you could argue Soto, you could argue Witt.
You could argue who?
you
can argue Ohtani, fine. You can argue who else?
You can argue Ohtani. I
mean, that's just egregious. That was. We're moving on from this. I'm sorry for even bringing up your golden boy during a baseball show. Pittsburgh over under 77.5. Where are we going?
Easy over 77.5. My Pirates are back. Did you read this comparison that Fangraphs had for Connor Griffin?
No.
Pretty sure, offensively, they compared him to a young Hanley Ramirez and Carlos Correa.
Oh, nice. He'll live up to that.
He'll be up at some point. Bubba Chandler will be up at some point as well. The offense, the veteran additions they made, man. Marcelo Zuna, Brandon Lau, Ryan O'Hearn. I mean, major league hitters. Yeah. Major league hitters. What they already had.
They added the password.
Who's the password?
Justin Garcia from the Red Sox.
Let me see.
The password.
Oh, right. Yes, the password. Yes.
Yeah, but he's going to come off their bench anyways. You want to talk about overrated players? First of all, O'Neal Cruz.
Yes.
Most overrated in all of baseball. I'm going to take the under here by a very slight number. Don't like this. The problem for me with this lineup is there's not a guy in it. There's not one. No, there's not a really, really good player here that I'm saying, all right, we can't pitch to this guy right now. We got to pitch around him. They have 9 guys that are pretty average. They have about 6 guys who are pretty average and then 3 guys who kind of stink.
I think there's some excitement in Pittsburgh this year.
There should be. Because it's by far the best team they've had with Skeens, and this pitching staff. So there should be excitement. But
I also don't hate the bullpen.
No, I don't either. I think that they're going to pitch and be one of the 10 best pitching staffs collectively in the entire league. But I just can't get around to this offense actually putting up numbers this year. There's going to be a lot of games that they win 3-1 that they weren't going to win last year. That, the 1-0 Skeens losses might be out the window. He might actually win 13 or 14 games this year and have a positive record. But I just can't get excited about this lineup at all in a division where I do think there are definitely two teams that are better. And I think Cincinnati's right there with this team at worst.
I think this team's better than Cincinnati.
Yeah, I don't think so. But
we'll make a little wager on that.
Little friendly wager, and NL Central friendly wager.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to Anthony Bosch's St. Louis Cardinals, 68.5.
Love the under.
Yeah, it's an easy under.
I looked at that last night and wanted to throw up.
They might be the worst team in the league this year.
They could be one of the worst teams in the league. Them and the Nationals are going to be really bad. I mean, did you look at this lineup? I mean, oh my God.
Yeah, it's disgusting. There's a few easy last place finishes, and they are definitely one of them.
Rockies, Nats, Cards.
Yeah, it's White Sox.
The rotations might be worse. The rotation might actually be worse.
Yeah, it's really bad stuff.
Yeah, I don't have much to say.
I was sitting up this morning when I was doing this, and I'm like, looking at this lineup, like, where did Nolan Arenado end up? The Diamondbacks is a weird one that I did not remember.
Right, I forgot about that. Yeah.
But this lineup's tough. I mean, Nootbaar is far and away the best player on this team.
It's a joke. It's a joke. Who's that? Ivan Herrera, the catcher that hit 4 home runs in the game. Yeah, he's not bad. No,
he's not. He's the guy that if you're a Cardinals fan, you're most excited to watch because he's still younger. He's 25. But
there's no point to watch.
Like, you got Mason Wynn is there this year, but all these younger guys, Jordan Walker, all these 22, 23-year-olds that just, like, they haven't had a good farm system in a few years. That's the biggest issue here, is you went through that Goldschmidt-Arenado era where you really never got to a contention status anyways. And now, like, the fall from grace for the St. Louis Cardinals has been amazing. They feel like one of the worst jobs in the league to manage, to be a GM, to play. It just feels like one of the worst spots by far. And they're in a very easy division, a very fair, winnable division.
They got a couple of guys. They got this infielder, Weatherholt. He's the 5th prospect in baseball right now. It's a couple.
It's bad.
It's not good.
It's really bad. Let's go to the NL West quick and finish up here.
Yeah, I like the NL West.
Dodgers, the only team with a win total not only over 100, but over 90.5. They have the highest win total in the league at 103.5 after back-to-back World Series titles. Where do you stand on the Los Angeles Dodgers?
Yeah, I'll go under 103.5 just because I don't think this team really cares much about the regular season and how many wins they get.
Yep.
Like, they just know that they have to turn it on in the postseason. So there'll be nights where, starters get an extra day, maybe phantom IL stints for some starters. I think we're going to see that a lot this year with the innings that guys like Yoshinobu Yamamoto pitched late in the postseason last year. So I'll take the under. It's not a disrespect thing at all. It's just like they know when to turn it on, and it's not in the regular season.
Yeah, I'm going to take the under also. 103 is just high. I think we're in a point right now, and I don't have too much like data to back this up, but the last few years where it feels like the 100-win teams are starting to fade and just become like, there's a little bit of a load management going on in baseball right now that I don't think is getting publicized because there's just too many games to even care about it.
Right.
But there's a bit of a load management thing going on right now. Padres 84.5 is one of the easiest overs in the league for me.
Awesome. We disagree. I think I like their under.
I had a feeling.
You want to go first?
Yeah, I just think the team's got too much talent still to win. You look at past teams that win 84.5 games or less. If you go under that, like, this team is still too talented, and the top of the lineup is going to be too productive for me to think that they're actually going to finish under that number. They end up winning 88, 89 games a year. Tatis is still very good. He's not a superstar right now, kind of in that Harper threshold that we were talking about before. Jackson Merrill, I love. Machado, I still think, has good years. They just have good enough players for me to think they win 88 games. And the 84.5 felt low. And again, the pitching staff, I like. I like Michael King. I like Nick Pivetta. I like Musgrove. I don't like anyone else there, but I like their 3. It's just simple units that they have. And then Mason Miller in your bullpen that I just think this team's got a little too much talent to go under that number.
Like, I like certain things about this team. I really like the bullpen. You're going to get Jason Adam back to go along with Miller and Morihone and Estrada and Peralta. Like, this is a really good bullpen, no doubt. I like King too. I like King as much as you like him. I like Pivetta, but I don't think he's as good as he was last season.
Yeah.
Musgrove's dealt with a lot of injuries. And then the bottom of the rotation, like you mentioned, I don't like. Then I look at this lineup, Kevin. I think Jackson Merrill might end up being the best player on this team after this season.
I think he is.
We talk about Merrill, and he's going to be the guy we think about with the San Diego Padres. Machado is going to be 34 at some point this year. I still think he's a productive offensive player, but he's your third best hitter. Laureano's not doing what he did last year, right? Like, what else in this lineup do you like outside of the top three? I don't like anything here.
Well, I think Laureano could still have another good year, but I think Bogarts gets worse again. Gavin Sheets is not very good. And then the bottom three is terrible because Cronenworth's got nothing for you anymore, really, at the plate. So I get what you're saying, but I do just think there's not that many teams, even with this collection of talent on it. In baseball, there's just way more teams that are worse and have almost nothing to offer. So I think they go over this number, especially when you play Colorado 15 times. Like, the NL West numbers might get inflated because of that, and they play the Dodgers well.
They do. They do play them tough. I don't like it. I don't like this team.
Tatis might be the most overrated player in baseball. We've talked a lot about overrated guys.
He's the biggest Tatis guy in the world, do we argue Tatis?
No, I was, when we talked about him over text a few weeks ago, as like a player overall, but hitting-wise, since the steroid suspension, he has a 770 OPS, 833 OPS, 814 OPS, 25 home runs, 21 home runs, 25 home runs. Before the steroid suspension, he hit 42 with 97 RBIs. Now 78, 49, 71 in the RBIs column. Just hasn't been a star at all.
You know what?
At the plate.
Everybody talks about the steroids, and that's fine. Talk about the steroids. Do you know what a broken wrist does to a player? Sixth grade, I break both of my wrists. I fell off a fence, and I broke both of my wrists. Okay?
That's why you're not in the MLB?
I was never the same player after that. I mean, I went to physical therapy, but it wasn't enough. I was never the same player after the broken wrists. So I think a motorcycle accident to go along with the steroids, like, that's a lot. There's a reason why he's not the same offensive player. It's the broken wrist, man. It's bad.
It is. Nothing to do with the steroids.
Don't break your... I mean, I still feel like I have wrist issues. Anyway.
San Francisco, over under 81.5. I'll take the over.
Under. This is going to be a joke with this manager. You see what he did yesterday, by the way?
No, I just missed it. This might change my
God, he's like, he sits down, and he thinks he's this hot shit.
Yeah.
And he sits down, and he goes, we need to get something straight. Like, about how I left Tennessee, like how everything went down. Like, I did not leave. I did not leave when Buster Olney said I left. I didn't have those conversations with Tennessee until 4 days later, or some crap like that. I was like, all right, bro, you're already here. Like, you're sitting down, you're spring training, you're the manager of the Giants. Who gives a rat's ass?
Who cares, man?
Anyway, I don't love the team. I love Webb, but I don't like anything else in the rotation.
Yeah, I don't feel great about this over, but taking it.
Don't love the bullpen. They have like a long lineup, like a decent amount of guys. Just not much I love. I hate Arise. He's awful.
I think this is the 1 year of the Buster Posey era that he's building that we say, like, all right, it's kind of working out with this lineup. Because you do have a top five that if they were really productive, are we stunned? Arias, Devers, Adames, Chapman, Jung-Ho Lee. I'm not sitting here saying, like, how is this team scoring runs? But I don't think it lasts because they're all 30. I don't, again, like you, I don't like Arias. I don't like Chapman long-term. I don't like Devers that much. He's going to put up numbers, but I don't love him in that park either.
Not a fan. Just not a fan of what they got going on over there.
They could definitely see a 6 seed this year.
Oh no, I don't think.
I think they definitely could end up in a 6 seed.
I don't think you have a chance at a 6 seed.
All right, where do you go? Arizona 79.5.
Yeah, I'm looking at this right now.
Is there another over for me?
I would go over. I mean, if I'm going under on both those teams, I got to find it over somewhere. I went under on everybody. Yeah, I'm gonna give them I'm gonna give them an over. I love the top four, man.
Yeah,
Love the top four.
The lineup is better than people realize. And then you're putting Arenado in the bottom of it. You're putting Carlos Santana in the bottom of it. Am I salivating over two, basically 40-year-olds, even though Arenado's not even close, I don't think? No, but I think the lineup, like, considering what happened to them last year, what it looks like now is pretty good.
Yeah, and like you got Kelly and Gallen back on 1-year deals. Like, they just got disrespected.
Yeah,
in free agency. They have a lot to prove. I'm pumped to see what they look like, what kind of contracts they're going to get next offseason. So yeah, I'm in on the over. I'm good on the over. They have one player in the top 100, bro, in the prospects.
Yeah, it's bad.
What are we doing?
They got to figure out a way to win some games here.
Be more like Mets.
More like Mets. All right, now my favorite one of the whole episode. Save best for last. Rockies over under 54.5.
Do you have an answer?
Under.
Jesus Christ. I mean, Jose Quintana is the projected 3-starter, by the way. Yeah, I mean, you got to go under, right? I mean, do you have a choice? Like, do we really have a choice here? We got to go under 54.5.
You have to. How many games did they win last year? 43.
Yeah, this is
Did
easy.
they get better? No.
43 wins last
That's
year.
like, I'm saying, how does Milwaukee get 13 games worse? How does Colorado get 11 games better or 12 games better? They have to get 12 games better to go over.
That's a good point.
How does that happen? I mean, they're top 5 in the lineup. Tovar, Moniak, Hunter Goodman, Jordan Beck, Troy Johnston. It's not even a major league team.
No, it's not. Mickey Moniak's been a bust for years. But Hunter Goodman could hit, that's for sure.
Hunter Goodman can hit at home. He's one of those guys. Like Chris Bryant's on the 800-day IL. He's done.
Right, he's done.
And the pitching staff, Kyle Freeland, Michael Lorenzen, Jose Quintana, Chase Dollander, and Tomoyuki Sugano.
Sugano might actually have like an 8 ERA through like June.
I mean, this might be the worst pitching staff of all time. Michael Lorenzen and Kyle Freeland are guys who, like, they get picked up in late February when a team that spends money's starter goes down, and they're like, we need a guy for 8 weeks. And this is Colorado's ace. Kyle Freeland's their ace.
And
for a team that's this bad, why are they so old? Like, the entire pitching staff's like 34 years old.
Well, what's their... I feel bad for Quintana. I mean, it's the only place that wanted him. Now he's got to go there and get shelled. Hey, hold on. Let's count how many guys they have in the top 100. One. They have Ethan Holiday. I forgot they drafted him.
Yeah. And the bullpen, like, they don't even exist, this bullpen. They're not even real humans.
Their only top 100 prospect is their first-round pick from last year.
That's terrible.
And he's projected to come up in 2029. He's in single A, low A.
One thing about this team, one of my guys that I just marvel at the way their career has gone is Jake McCarthy, who had that first year with Arizona where he hit like 315, I feel like.
Yeah.
And you're like, all right, this guy's going to be a really nice 1 or 2 hitter, maybe like a 6 hitter, and be a contending piece. And they went to the World Series, just fell off a cliff after that, and is awful now, and stuck here hitting 9th for this team.
It's bad. It's really bad.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough year if you're a Rock fan.
Yeah. Poor my cousin. Poor cousin.
Poor Giuseppe. Cousin Giuseppe. No good takes.
Poor cousin.
His worst take was becoming a Rockies fan.
That might be it.
That's it. All right, that's a wrap on Over-Unders. Appreciate you watching. Sorry, Rockies fans. You can check out the description below always for our timestamps in these videos. We'll catch you in episode 92, and we got some big baseball stuff coming in the next month that we're really finalizing and putting the finishing touches on to bring to you guys to make baseball season even more exciting and even more interactive, more content from BTO Media. So some new faces, new voices, and some new podcasts coming for only baseball season that we're excited to roll out. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.